A question came up in the discussion. There was this, young sister who asked the question. I love everything about Islam except hijab, and it seems like hijab is there to protect men from looking at us, so I don't really see the point in it. And instead of arguing over the social benefits of hijab or what hijab does to honor women and all of that stuff, that's actually already going in the wrong direction, that conversation, we need to take a step back and ask a more fundamental question. Let's take a step back and let's ask Ibrahim, alayhi salam. Ibrahim loves Islam too, but then Allah makes a little tiny request. How about you go in the middle of the desert and leave your family there? Right. He's not one that's going to say, I love everything about Islam, but this whole leaving my family in the middle to die thing, I don't know, I'm not that comfortable with that. And after he's done with that, you know what? Why don't you jump into a fire? I love everything about Islam except this whole burning myself alive, that's asking a little too much. Nope, you don't find that question. Then Allah says, put a knife to your son's throat. Go ahead. He says, you know what? I love Islam, but I also love my son. I don't know, can you give me a logical explanation for why I should do this? Can you tell me the social benefits or some of the other reasons, other benefits, that why I should be obeying you? Islam, there's a reason. Whenever Allah said to him, give yourself up, submit, surrender, he said, I surrender. I give myself up. I submit myself entirely before the Master of all people. So, before we talk about any aspect of being and try to figure out the logic of it, understand the larger purpose. Allah has made this deen one of submitting to Him. If you're having a hard time submitting to Him, you're having a hard time with Islam itself, the very central idea of deen itself. It's not to say you shouldn't understand the outcome of Allah, but you have to, and I have to, be ones that once we understand them, we have to, whether we get it or not, whether we see the logic of it or not, we have to give it up. We have to just give it up. Of course, the ayah is addressing us, the one who turns away from his deen. Allah didn't say all of us are turning back from our deen, a group among us. And man is an interesting word in Arabic. It could refer to something plural, and it can also refer to something singular. So, from a point of view of tackling, it could be even if a single person is walking away from they're walking away from the religion. And I've already mentioned to you this can happen in two ways. 1, practically, they denounce Islam altogether, and 2, for all practical purposes, internally, in their heart of hearts, in their thoughts, they really don't submit to Allah. They don't really see the point of living by Allah's teachings. They don't see the point in that anymore. So therefore, for those practical purposes, they've walked away from deen also, even if nobody else, human beings, don't see it. We see a Muslim on the outside. We're supposed to say. We're not supposed to judge what's in their heart, but Allah can. Allah sees what's inside. So, whoever of you has walked away or does so, then what does Allah say? Sofa. Then soon, and sofa is the Arabic word that implies very soon. It won't take very long for Allah to take immediate steps. And what are those steps? Allah will bring about a nation. Allah will bring forward a nation. It's very interesting. The first part was even if one of you walks away, and then Allah says, Allah will bring a whole nation around. In other words, you start thinking you're special. You think Allah needs you. You think you're a contributor to Islam that nobody else can be, that you are irreplaceable. Allah essentially says, what? What to speak of you? I'll bring a nation instead of you. You're not an asset. You're not. Don't think of yourself as that high already. We're being put in our place, and one of the central embedded teachings of this ayah is humility. That we understand our place, that in this deen, when we get the honor of saying, Allah, when we have the honor of saying, Allah, then this is an honor and a gift given by Allah. And if you don't appreciate this gift, then who needs you? There's plenty of others that can appreciate it more than you and I.